believe it's just 1 foot. NFL is 2. So here we go again. I think Colfax is going to come out strong with the pass this offensive drive, and they're actually going to run it right to the outside, and that's a solid run for the first down, all the way down to about the 50-yard line.
Cameron, why is it that the scoreboard always turns off heading into the second half of every contest?
Well, I don't know. I think it's just issues with our scoreboard. You know, it's not that new. The whole stadium is new, but the scoreboard is probably the oldest part of it still. But I think they update that soon, so I wouldn't worry about that problem too much for next season. Another pass play here. Pressure by Tremaine Griffin there on the edge, but he gets out of it. Number 6. He's all the way outside, and he finds a receiver. Wow, he had tons of time there.
Yeah. And yeah, that's just from him, his ability to escape the pressure there from Tremaine Griffin and the rest of the defensive line, and just make a great pass on the run, off balance, able to find the receiver and just throw a nice tight spiral right in there for another first down. That quarterback for Hyman, for Colfax, having one heck of a game.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what we were expecting. We knew Hyman was going to come out strong. But I think Colfax's rush game is kind of what's killed them today. You know, they just haven't had a big, strong rush game.
Yeah, as you can see, they've been relying way too much on that throwing game, so that's why we've been able to see the turnovers there where the center crew goes. There's 2 interceptions there, and just really affecting Colfax right now.
So do you think they go? I think they definitely keep the pass up, maybe long passes, because I don't think Snyder's going to be expecting it. I think they're going to try for a touchdown here. If they can't get it, they're going to go back to being short, or go back to like short passes and just the stuff that center isn't really protecting on.
Here's Colfax up.
Yep, the step back, the pass all the way to the end zone. They have a wide open receiver, number 18. Wow, nobody on him for the touchdown. Wide open, and like I said, I thought they were going to go for the touchdown, and they did. Great play there by Colfax. So Colfax again going for the 1-point conversion instead of the 2, where that's a big difference between center and Colfax. It's only a point difference, but over the game it does add up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. He was able to convert on the PAT here. We know on that first touchdown he missed it.
Second one he made it, and that looks like it's going to be good. Yeah, it will be good right through the uprights. So it's going to be a tied game.
Yeah, Colfax doing what they wanted to do, coming right out of the gate in the second half, putting up some points, tying up this game. You know, and that's what they were looking to do, and they completed their goal, and now they're going to look to get a stop here on defense and not allow the Cougars to come out on their first drive of the half and put up some points.
Center's offense has been firing thus far, though. They've really been going off. Robbie Donnell, especially a big part of it, had that huge 70-yard run down the sideline. Really excited to see what center can do here in the second half.
It's not, is Robbie Darnell going to have an explosive play? It's when is he going to have an explosive play, because that's just what his ability to come out to these games and just put up monstrous numbers and make monstrous runs and just be a beast. Like we've compared him many times to NFL pro Marshawn Lynch, and I feel like that's a fair comparison of his ability just overpower.
Definitely. And a weird form of kicking here, and that's a bad choice in my opinion. I don't know why Nate Duran caught that. I think he needs to let that go out of bounds and get the extra yards off the penalty there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the last thing you want to do is give up the ball on a kickoff, but the ball clearly was going out of bounds. So what's the point of catching it there? Just get it out and give yourself a few more extra yards, and your offense doesn't have to work as hard, pushing the ball down the field.
Definitely. Center starting here with about the 29-yard line. So we'll see what they go with. They're going to start off with the run play right on the guard, right off the right guard, and it's going to give them about 2 yards. Not one of their biggest, but not their smallest.
Something Centers has been continuously able to do throughout the course of the season is make something out of nothing. It's just something that they keep doing over and over again. just finding ways to make things happen. When there seems like there's nothing there to work with, they make something happen, and I just love watching that.
Definitely, and something out of nothing is a big thing in this team, especially because like they're always looking for that extra pass. As a huge run there on the little flick from Michael Wortham to Robbie Donnell picks him up about 15 yards. That's a big run, and that's what we're talking about. Just little flicks and little just dimes and little throw-offs can make big differences.
Yeah, and Colfax was just not able to pick that up and read that easily. And there was, again, we have seen tremendous blocking here by the center Cougars. Just guys getting out there in front and making the blocks and allowing their both the receivers and the running backs to make something happen.
Definitely. And the handoff right up the middle here to Robbie Donnell. He's going to bounce to the outside. And he's got a big run there. And that's 2 back-to-back big runs by Robbie Donnell that Colfax has not been able to stop.
Like I said, Cameron, I think the question that I said earlier, or that I asked earlier, isn't, if he's going to have one, it's going to be when does he have one. It might even be how many explosive plays is this guy going to have?
Yeah, it seems like week in and week out, he's the player that's always having the big plays. I'm sure there's other players in there that are making big catches, but routinely you see him making that big play. 9:14 left on the clock here for the third quarter. It's going to be a nice little wide receiver out to the left side to Amari White, and he's all open on the sideline to get down to about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, great little play there. A nice little, quick little out to Amari White. He's got some room to work with. He was just able to pick up about 8 yards on the play.
So it's going to be about a 2nd and 2 here on the 13-yard line. I see center scoring here, but like we said that one time, we saw them scoring. They drove down the field well, and it was a fumble by Robbie Donnell. And so, those are things you just have to hope to avoid.
The Cougars, another handoff. And
that's going to be a touchdown right there. Chris Bush driving it in from the 13-yard line. Blockers made a hole, and he just punched it right in. And now I think center goes for the 2-point conversion again because they really don't have a snapper right now to get it to that kicker.
And like we were talking about earlier, does this help or hurt their team? And moments like this it's going to be interesting. This game is still very close, and decisions like that can make or break a team. You decide sometimes whether you win or you pack up your things and you go home with a loss.
Definitely.
.906 left here in the third quarter. Cougars have it on the 5-yard line.
It's going to be a fake pass and a nice out and a beautiful reception by Nate Duran. Ball was a little bit thrown to the left, but he really tracked it well. Cougars up 28-20 on the Colfax Falcons. So Colfax here, I'm imagining center's going to go with another squib kick. I can't see anything else. It's what they've been doing all game. But does Colfax try and return it this time is the question, or are they just kind of lay down again?
I honestly don't know what goes to those players on Colfax's team. I don't know what goes to their head, right?
I'm sure it is from the coach, and I'm sure he's telling them that, like, we don't want to risk this ball possession. And with off the squib, you do have good field possession, but you could have better,
We'll probably see another squib kick here by the center Cougars. Again, able to come back and put up 8 points after Colfax was able to come down and score 7 and tie up the games, but now they have an 8-point lead. 9:06 left here in the third quarter.
Yep, there it is, getting the squib kick right to about the 35, and he's going to lay down. 37-yard line, just lays down. Doesn't want to risk it. Take the good field position and let Colfax offense do what they can do.
Honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised we don't see that more often from these high school teams. Last thing you want to do is have a player get injured on special teams. So I'm surprised we don't see more teams do that more often. But, hey, it's working for Colfax so far. However, they are still down. Let's see what they're able to do here with the offense.
So Colfax on offense here. First play stuffed pretty well by the Cougars. 8:55 left on the clock in the third here. Cougars have been playing very well today. However, as we've always said, Cougars defense routinely gives up 3 or more touchdowns. And that's tough on the offense, but they've done it well this week. The offense have pushed well this week.
Here's Colfax. Ball, snap the ball. It's going to be
a run out to the outside. Number 5 taking it. Good blocking downfield. Stopped at about the 44-yard line.
Cameron, something that we have touched on in previous broadcasts is that Center Cougars have not won a game when they have scored less than 21 points. Here again, we see them, they have 28, so they reached their mark. But an interesting stat line is when their offense isn't able to put up high numbers like that, their chances of winning are very, very slim.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a reason that, like, that's not on the offense, because 3 touchdowns is a lot to score. That's on the defense, you know. They have to step up. And a pass here by Colfax right down the sideline. No receptions made. That was to O'Keefe there, I believe. Yeah, O'Keefe. Just missed. But a nice pass there. Good play set up. Had the open receiver. Just quarterback just missed him.
Yeah, and you know the other thing, you know, he had the ball in his hands. He easily could have made that reception. Cougar defense definitely caught a break right there. We're seeing Colfax go deep here with the throwing.
A little bit of confusion on the center defense there. However, we're at our 4th and short here. So do you think Colfax runs it up the middle or a short pass, or what are you thinking here?
I think you go short pass.
They're going to run it up the middle. They're going to try and force their way in, and they're going to get the first down and maybe more. Wow, a lot more. Before a tackle finally made by Amari White. That's about a 30-yard gain. 30-yard gain there by Colfax.
Not something you want to see. You know, you have 4th down, two to go, ball on their 44. You want to be able to get a stop, and then you give up a 30-yard run. Not what you want to see from the Center Cougar defense. 7:37 left here in this 3rd quarter. Very exciting game coming out into the second half. Both teams' offense seem to be on point.
Yeah, a nice pass, a play action run there, and a receiver wide open in the end zone. And that's a catch made. That's a touchdown, Colfax. And that's been their offense all game, has been the long pass downfield.
What an amazing play by Colfax. And that quarterback, his arm, you know, just being able to put the ball right on the money and getting his team another 6 points on the board. Now, if you're Colfax, do you go for the 2 points here for such a close game in the second half?
I think I'd give it a bit longer. Your PAT kicker has been good. He's been making most of them, 2 of 3 today. I think you keep it within 1, and then when it comes to the 4th quarter, if you're still in that spot, then I think you start being more risky and going for 2.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Cameron.
They're actually going to go for 2. They're setting up for 2, and I think they're going to run it up the middle here. A flag on the play.
I think that's a false start there. But yeah, and that is a false start by Colfax. They got to move the ball back, it looks like. Refs are discussing it. Now, it is a false start by Colfax, and they do have to move a bit farther away from the end zone. Do you think they just go for the PAT, or do they still attempt the 2-point conversion?
I think that they have to go for the 2-point, because I think, you know, the farther you move back, the more unreliable your kicker is. If he's perfect today, then maybe I go for it, but even missing that 1, you know, that takes away my faith.
And yeah, and the Cougars are definitely going to have to look out for that run play. And if I'm the Cougars, I play 3 deep zone. Just kind of sit back in the end zone, make sure nothing, you know, no ball crosses that line.
They are going to put the kicker out there though, and give him the chance.
Like you mentioned earlier, it's like there's no really need, no pressure right now. They don't feel the need quite yet to go for those extra points. You know, it's still such a close game. Anything can happen, so you can, you know, just take your points.
So it's going to be a 15-yard kick, which is you know, normal high school distance. And Yeah, it's good. Through just on the upper left-hand corner. So the Cougars up 28-27 at this point. Still a lot of game left, only 7:14. Or sorry, only 7:14 left in the third quarter. Still half a quarter left and a full quarter left. So a lot of time for either team to take command and take the lead here.
Center's team, right? Do they go out there and try to manage the time, or do they go out there and they try to put points up on the board?
I think you do both. I think their run game's strong enough that they can run it when they need, but they can still put points on the board with that run game. I think you try and push down this clock down to 3 minutes, 2 minutes left in that third quarter.
They've been struggling to stop Colfax's offense so far here in the second half. Do you think they try their best to just keep the ball out of their hands, or do they just say, hey, if we get points and we give them the ball, then we get points and we give them back the ball?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, because at this point in the game, you're not worrying about that, I don't think, yet. You know, that's, again, fourth quarter talk. At that point, you have to worry about time of possession and getting the ball to the people who need that ball. And, you know, there it is again. Cougars going to start the possession on the 30, fair catch called. Both these teams on their kickoffs are a little weird. You know, both these teams have a different way to stop the other team from returning.
Yeah, and I think both teams got scared there when Colfax was able to break out for that special teams run, and both teams have just playing really conservative on the special teams. Something that we mentioned upon earlier, Cameron, not a lot of penalties this game. It's been pretty...
Very light, and I think that's a accommodation to the refs, you know. Different kind of referees will call more tight or more loose. But the refs today have definitely been very lenient. Nice little run play up the middle for a good 5-yard gain. And I think that's going to be Cougars' offense. I think they're just going to keep running the ball until they can't anymore.
Run until his legs fall off. You know, Robbie Donnell is having just one heck of a game. Why stop now? Keep giving him the ball. Keep feeding him. Allow him to make those plays, get those blocks up front. Just let him do his thing. Here he is, run. Oh, he's just stuffed in the backfield. He didn't go down.
You know, I think that play might have been called down a little too early. He was still moving. His legs were still moving. He was going back, but his legs were still pushing. I think the refs called that play dead a bit too early.
Yeah, and that's just devastating. The Cougars, they loss of about 10 yards right there, and like you said.
So they actually called the play down where his forward motion stopped, which is a good call. So he actually only lost like 2 yards, 3 yards, which is huge compared to the 10 he should have probably lost.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're going to come out with the pass here to Lorenzo McGill to the far sideline. The defender doing a great job to push him back there. I believe it will be about the 39 that he was downed, though. Yeah, right about the 39. I think if you're Coach Bailey, you got to go for it here. 4th and 1, 4th and inches maybe. You got to try and give that to Robbie Donnell and let him push it through.
Yeah, you've been doing such a great job with the blocking and the running. Why not? Go for it. And Jabali likes to make these gutsy calls, and for the most part, they work out for him.
So, yeah, Cougars are definitely going to go for it here. Robbie Donnell in the backfield, and I think you hand it right off to him. But the defense is loading up their backfield, so we will see here. Oh, and they got the defense jumping. That's a great call there on two. Colfax didn't expect it, haven't seen it all game, and that's going to give Cougars the first down. Wow. Play I didn't expect to see there, and I don't think Colfax expected it either.
Yeah, no team really expects. And it was a really smart play. Great play call there by the coaches, trying to draw that defense in there. Hey, it works, and they're able to convert the chains and get another first down.
Definitely. So now we see a who only set it down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. So let's see if center comes out with the run, and they will. Robbie Donnell with the stiff arm cutting back and then trucks through someone, and he's still going with 4 people on him. Wow. That shows how strong he is. That's a 10-yard gain that should have been stopped in the backfield because of simple strength. He had 3 Colfax players on him, and he was still trucking with his legs moving.
Once he gets those legs moving, it's just so hard to stop him. He's like a locomotive. And it looks like to be a penalty against Colfax. and it's going to just give some yards there to the center.
So center would get a new first down again, and this will push them from the probably about the 50. Probably about the 50-ish area down to the 40. So this is a huge penalty for center.
Yeah, one play right there, you're able to get, about 25 yards.
The pass deep down the field to Lorenzo McGill, and it's caught on the sideline. Wow, that's a big pass. I think he definitely got his foot in, and the ref will say so. Yeah, so a long pass there, caught over the defender. He had a defender right on him. He basically caught it on his helmet. That's a beautiful play there by Lorenzo.
What an amazing player. What an amazing athlete. But
wait a minute.
Yeah, it appears the refs say he wasn't able to get his foot inbounds, so they're going to call it back, and it's going to be a second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I disagree with that call. Seeing it here on the camera, I definitely know he did get at least 1 foot in bounds, and that should have been a completed catch. Does that hurt Center's offense, do you think, at all? Do you think it, do you think that is a little bit of a motivation killer at all?
Big plays like that, like this one that Robbie Darnell is having right here. He makes a cut to the outside, 10, and he's pushed out at the 10-yard line.
Beautiful run there. He had a nice little cut move to switch up the defenders and then pushed out right about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, just like we're talking, it's always nice to have a big play. And yeah, of course, you're not able to convert with the pass down the field to Lorenzo, but then you have somebody like Robbie Darnell. Like I said, he's going to come out there and give you big plays, and he does right there. And he puts center in a good position. Another first down. Ball on the 13. 4:19 left here in the third quarter.
And Cougars have done just exactly as we thought. They've ran down that clock very well. Don't give Colfax time to get on offense. And there's another run play by Robbie Darnell. Oh, wow.
Big collision there.
He stood that defender up, and that's the strength of Robbie Darnell. He has the ability to do that. Even if you get low on him, he can get lower.
Michael Wortham coming out from the sideline. Coach drawing up a play for him. Let's see what they do here. You think they go for another run with Robbie Darnell, just give it to him, let him work his magic, or do you think they try to switch it up and go for a short pass here?
No, I think it's all about the run. I think that, especially with the time problems, or trying to clock down that time, I think they just keep running the ball. And actually, it's going to be a keep by Michael Wortham there, getting to the outside, and he's going to dive for it, and he is in. That's a great touchdown there by Michael Wortham. Really got the defenders there, took it to the other side, and he got in right in the corner. Beautiful play there.
Yeah, Colfax was expecting center to give the ball to Robbie Darnell, and Michael with a beautiful quarterback keeper, and is just able to outrun Colfax defenders and get in there for 6 more points.
See, and if center makes this 2-point conversion here, this is where the 2-point conversion versus 1-point conversion can catch up to you, because they would be up at 9, which is now 2 possessions instead of 1 possession, and that's a big difference.
However, if they don't complete it, Colfax is still within a touchdown here.
The motion across, it looks like it's going to be a flag on the play.
Yeah, easy false start call for the refs. It's going to move Cougars back. $3:34 left here in the third quarter. Amazing third quarter by both teams. Both teams coming out there and trying to get ahead of the other one, trying their best, giving it all, playing some tough football.
There it is. It's going to look like a pass to the far side, and that looks like pass interference. I'm very surprised that's not a call there. Wow, that looks like an early push from the defender before the ball was even there. I think that's a bad call. But, the refs haven't called many penalties either way this game. So, you can't expect little calls like that.
Yeah, the refs have just been letting these two teams play football. And like you mentioned, if I'm the ref, I would have thrown the flag. However, they don't, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. So 34-27. Cougars are up here. 3:34 left here in this third quarter. Colfax is going to get the ball back. What do you think is going through, Colfax's head right now? Those players. What do you think is on their mind?
I think they know that they have to get going. I think they know that the defense needs to step up and this offense needs to keep rolling. And especially with the time winding down, only 3:34 left in the third, I think they know that it's getting down to that crunch time where they have to get a stop. It's very important. Yeah,
they just have failed to stop the Center Cougar offense, putting up an astounding 34 points so far. And they still got a lot of football left. You still got the rest of this quarter, and you still got the whole fourth quarter left for some football.
And it's another squib kick there by Center. And down right about the 30, 38, 37. So Colfax lining up here on about the 36, it looks like. They were looking for the pass to the out far sideline, and it's overthrown. They had the receiver there. It was just an overthrown pass, and that's a shame.
It's almost like the quarterback throws better off balance on the run.
Yeah, kind of like Michael Vick used to do. When he has that pressure, it's almost like he throws those dimes. But when he has that time, I think he just kind of gets in his head and just overthrows it.
And those are dangerous like that when you overthrow a receiver like that. And that's why we had those 2 interceptions earlier, just the inability to put it right on the money.
Yeah, so another pass here for Colfax. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. That was a run that was just stuffed in the backfield there. Great defense there by the center D-line. Really just a pack of Cougars on him.
Interesting that they didn't call that play, they didn't call it dead after the running back, stopped having forward motion. But they did call that Robbie Darnell play earlier. Interesting, these refs.
Yeah, and I think it's just like different kind of plays because he did have a little forward movement and then was pushed back and then more forward movement. So I think that's a little bit of the difference. But Colfax looking for the pass here. The quarterback scrambling out of the pocket. A pass down the sideline, no one there. That's just going to be thrown out. But that is going to be a 4th down and long. So it looks like Center will get the ball back here.
Yeah, it looks like Colfax is going to go for the punt. The Cougars don't have anybody back to receive the punt. Ooh, a high snap there. Beautiful punt there by Colfax.
Beautiful punt. Wow. With a nice little forward spin on it, so we'll get it right about to the 41.
.228 left here, third quarter. Cougars up 34. Colfax is up 27. Cougars going out there, and they were able to get a stop. Colfax, we've been talking about this whole second half, is they're the ones looking for a stop, looking to, come back and put some more points up on the board. But Cougars were the ones that are able to get the stop, and now they're going to look to add to that lead that they have.
Definitely. Cougars have been able to get that stopping, and their defense has been pretty good tonight. It looks for the little pass here, which they've been going to a lot, just that little wide receiver out. Lawrence McGill with a nice stiff arm there to get a couple extra yards, and a beautiful play there. So here we see center lining up for the, looks like it's going to be another pass play here, but no, it's actually going to hand off up the middle to Chris Bush for just a little 1-yard gain. Not much you can get there, but it is running the clock, hoping to push this game into the fourth quarter.
I don't know if you saw that, Cameron, but there was a late push there by Center Cougars captain Justin Carozzo after that play, and the ref was standing right next to him, but he didn't throw the flag. Interesting to see that.
Yeah, refs have been really lenient in this game, it feels, compared to the homecoming game, the last home game we had, where it was very long and just, you know, it felt like it went on forever because of all the flags. So I like this pace of game better. You know, let the players play their game of football. So it's going to be a quarterback keeper here by Michael Wortham right up the middle. Looks like he's going to be right about a yard short of the first down, maybe a couple inches. With just a minute left on the clock in the third quarter. I think center goes for it here and tries to keep the ball going into the fourth.
Yeah, you're looking at a 4th and 1. Yeah, he'll probably try to go for one more play before the end of the half for the Center Cougar offense. Hopefully they're able to convert here. But this would be great field position for Colfax if they're able to get the stop here and are able to have the ball turnover on downs.
Yeah, so with just 24 seconds, the clock is really winding down. Timeout here called by center, it looks like. With 22:09 left on the clock. So I think they're just going to kind of discuss what they want to do here, if they want to punt it, if they want to push it up the middle, if they want to have a quarterback keeper. You know, center has shown a lot of different offenses today, so there's a lot of different ways they can go with this.
If I'm center, I'd just give it to either Robbie Donnell or Chris Bush and just have him push it right up the middle and hope for the best and hope to convert on this fourth down.
Definitely. I think you give it to Robbie Donnell. You know, nothing against Chris Bush, but he's more the shifty type where he can juke you out of your shoes. Where Robbie Donnell is that Marshawn Lynch, run right through you, get that first down type player. You know, if I'm on the 1-yard line, I'm giving it to him.
Yeah, and Colfax has really failed to just stop the Center Cougar offense on fourth down. Really crippling to this, just drains you of all that motivation and all that momentum that you might have.
There's the run right up the middle by Robbie Donnell, right as we expected, and he ran right through that Colfax defense. There was no stopping him. So with 18.2 left on the clock, not sure why it's not running at the moment, but, you know, give center their time to look, figure out what they want to do.
And there it goes, it starts running.
Yeah, so 14 seconds left on the clock. Ticking down very quick. 9, 8. Yeah, it looks like center's just going to let the quarter run out and hope to come back and just push it through on the fourth quarter. Yeah. I don't have to go. Okay, you call Kyle. Get Kyle up here real quick. He's right down there. Get him up here real quick, just like 5 minutes. That's all we need him for.
This will also be your little tie-in. Okay, all right, just a couple minutes.
What? Are you gonna still be here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were leaving.
No. We're gonna take turns, so just get back. Welcome back, Kyle.
Thanks for having me.
Start of the fourth quarter here. Cougars up 34. Colfax has 27. Cougars have the ball. 1st and 10 on their own on the Colfax 48. Let's see what they'll do here on offense. Handoff there to the outside. There seems to be a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to go against Center Cougars Yap, and that's a holding call on Justin Carozzo. Not what the Cougars want to see, especially in this fourth. Yeah, and that's going to move him back about 10 yards.
Looks like Robbie Darnell got hurt on that play.
Yeah, a little shaking up, something that the Cougars don't want to see, especially this late into the season and with their playoff hopes still alive. And it's going to be a catch there. Short little gain, about 3 or 4 yards for the center Cougars. Not too much. Now they're going to have about a 2nd and 13 to work with here. What do you think they go for, Kyle? Do you think they go for a run play or they go for a passing play?
I think they're going to go for a run because that's the best thing they got. And their passing hasn't been that good lately, so.
Who do you think has been the most impactful so far for the center Cougars?
Robbie Darnell. I think he's made a big impact on this game.
Here are the Cougars. Michael Wortham hands it off. Chris Bush. So with the injury that is apparent to Robbie Darnell, I think we're going to see Chris Bush get a lot more touches. There seems to be a flag on the play. Let's see who it's against. It's going to be... I'm not sure what that is right there, but it is going to go against the center Cougars. And just 2 penalties on this drive so far. And that's something that we touched upon in the beginning of this game. You know, you don't want to see that penalties. They really just kill your momentum, especially here in the 4th quarter. Close game, only up by a touchdown. It's the last thing you want.
You really need momentum in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, especially here at home. You know, you want to show up for your home crowd. Here the Cougars are 3rd and 21. Let's see what they do here. I think they go for a pass. Yeah, it's going to be a passing play. Deep throw down the field.
Oh!
Almost caught there by Lorenzo McGill. Not able to come down with it. Great defense there by number 18 for Colfax. Yeah, if I'm center, I'm punting the ball here.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to give good field position to the Colfax right now, especially with how close the game is. They're just going to have to leave it up to the defense to get a stop and hope that they don't allow Colfax to put points up on the board.
Yeah.
High low snap there for the Cougars. Nice little punt. And it's got some nice little bounce. It's going to bounce an extra 15 yards and roll out of bounds at about the 22 there.
Nice, good punt there, if you ask me.
Pretty good punt. Colfax is going to have to work with a lot. They got a lot of field to get through here. 10 minutes left here in this last quarter of the game. This contest has been absolutely fantastic to watch. Both teams showing up, putting on amazing performances. Robbie Darnell having one heck of a game, and the quarterback Hyman for Colfax. What a quarterback! And I'm really happy that we got to see this young man out here come out here and perform and have one heck of a game.
Yeah.
That was a carry there for. There's something a little disappointing here from Colfax. You know, we saw their running back, Alrin, have tremendous numbers throughout the season. Just not really there tonight.
Expected more from him.
Oh yeah, here's another run, and it's just going to be a little bit short. A little pickup of about 4 yards. They're going to work with like a 3rd and 1.
All right, so Cameron Nolan here checking in for Maximus Gomez. Looks like center has the ball on the... Center or Colfax has the ball?
Colfax. Colfax has the ball.
Sorry about that. Colfax has the ball. I just joined into the game. Colfax on the ball has the ball with 9:12 left in the first quarter. 34-27. Colfax definitely needs to score here. They need to come out strong and score and then get a defensive stop and hope they can win this game.
It is short.
Yep, so that's big. Oh, no, they're actually going to call it a first down.
Oh.
Second time that's happened this game. It's looked a little short, and they've called it a first down. The refs today have been very, very lenient, and I think that's a big difference from like the last games, but I also think it's good. You know, you don't want refs that are too tight, because then you can't really play the game of football, because then you have to watch out for every hit you're making and every push you're taking.
It's a pass again. And it is caught.
Yeah, nice pass down the field by Colfax there. About a 15-yard gain. So, you know, Colfax is pushing the ball well, but I don't think they're pushing the ball as well as center is, per se.
Yeah.
So the 46-yard line with a 1st and 10. Clock's running, just about 8:50 left on the clock. So, Kyle, do you think Colfax comes with a strong pass here, or do you think they're going to try and get that run game going, even though it's very late in the fourth?
They're going to try to keep that passing game going, because that's what their best is.
Yeah, definitely. Their quarterback is by far one of their best players. You know, strong arm, especially when he gets out on the run, he can make anything happen. There it is, the nice little slant pass to number 18. And that's another first down, and I think that's just what Colfax is going to do to push that ball all the way to the end zone.
Yes, sir. Puts the ball on about the 42.
Yeah, so Colfax is going to probably come with another pass here. I would expect either a slant route or an out route. Actually, it's going to be straight down the field, and
he gets it out in time.
Wow, there it is. I think that should be called. I think that should be called intentional grounding there. He wasn't fully out of the pocket yet when he just kind of threw it at the ground. Well, very late call by the ref, though, so we will see what he thinks.
Yes, sir.
So with an intentional grounding, that would push him back 10 to 15 yards, I believe, and put him about back at the 52, 50, 55-ish area.
This is exactly what center wanted.
Yeah, no, this is great for center's defense. No, it's actually going to be a holding on the defense. Wow.
Wow.
I think that's a terrible call. I think intentional grounding has to be called there, and you can see the center coach is not happy with it, not at all.
Wow, that was a turn of events right there.
I mean, I'd be mad too. There's no reason that's not intentional grounding.
Yes, sir.
And that changes the game because this pushes them up 10 yards.
Instead of pushing them back.
Yeah, and so there's another first down, 10 yards up, and now that's one pass away from a touchdown, knowing Colfax. And they're going to roll outside with the pass, looking for number 10. No one on him. Oh, Matt Gum just missed him with the sack. It's actually tipped and almost intercepted by center's defense there.
Great defensive play right there for center. Almost got to the quarterback, but he let it out in time.
Definitely. Next tough question. If Colfax gets to a fourth down, Kyle, do you think they're going to go for it, or do you think they conserve it and maybe go for a field goal here and try and get that ball back?
This close to the end of the game, I think they might go for it.
Yeah, I definitely think you have to risk it for the biscuit. You know, if you're not going deep and trying for that touchdown, then I don't think they're going to come back in this game because, you know, they may only be down by a touchdown, but to win, they have to get more than a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's where it really changes the game up.
Pretty good.
So let's see what center's defense is doing here. It's going to be another fake pass. Screen, a really short pass, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
What a great defensive play once again by center.
Yeah, it's going to put him at about a 3rd and 10, which is really going to put some pressure on Colfax here to have to make a first down because you don't want that 4th down. Because if center gets that ball, it's run. And there it is.
Another pass.
And you know that's a great play there by Tavion Pickett. He really just tipped that ball, and now it's a 4th and 11 on Colfax. That makes it very intense. Really forces them into a position that they have to score here, or it's pretty much game over.
Yes, sir.
A timeout called by Colfax there. No surprise. They're going to have to talk about what's happening and what their plan is. All right, so Colfax coming back onto the field. Obviously, we're expecting a pass here. I don't think they go anywhere different. But I think they need to go to their biggest receiver, number 23, O'Keefe. He's definitely where they want to be and who they want to go to. And it is a pass deep downfield. Tremaine Griffin with the pressure. And O'Keefe drops it. That was a pass, right? He had to jump a bit for it, but it was in his hands. And you can't drop something like that. On an important down like that, you can't be scared of the hit. You have to get ball first.
That was good pressure by Tremaine Griffin.
Yeah, Tremaine brought it on the side well there. And something you wouldn't expect because this is his first game starting. He has been outstanding today.
Yes, he has.
7:26 left in the 4th quarter. I think center just starts running the ball down, just running the clock down, and hope you can end the game that way.
That's their best option.
And there's a flag on the play. There's a little short 2-yard run, but we'll see what the flag is here. I believe it may be holding on the offense, but we will see. Yeah, it is. It's holding on the offense, so that's going to push him back 10 yards. 1st and 20, which is unfortunate.
What do you think they're going to do on this play? Run it or?
I'm definitely feeling the pass. When you're at a 20 down, you know, I think you really just have to go for the pass, go for something risky, you know, go for something that you don't think they're going to expect.
Yeah.
Next, I see, but I don't know, because the running game has worked very well for them today, especially in the long runs. You know, Robbie Darnell has broken out for a lot of long runs. Chris Bush, swifty, fast, can get by you. So center has a lot of options here. So here we go. Let's see. Yeah, so it is going to be the quarterback keeper, Michael Wortham. He's going to bounce outside, and he has open lane for days.
He has going. Oh, wow. Michael Wortham with the long touchdown.
Yeah, all the way to the touchdown there for Michael Wortham. A beautiful run. Probably, I mean, what? Probably 80 yards, 70 yards. That was beautiful.
That was outstanding.
Great walking there also by Amari White. He really had the man downfield, kept him blocked, didn't hold, and he was a big reason that Michael was able to get all the way down that field. Questionable play, though, because now you're giving the ball back to Colfax. Yeah, you got the score, but you're giving the ball back to Colfax with time on the clock, which is scary considering how good their offense could be. But so it's 40-27 now. Cougars are going to go for the 2-point conversion. If they convert, it will be 42-27, putting them up 2 scores. And here we go. Let's see. They're going to hand it off. No, fake handoff pass to a little slant route, and dropped by Amari White. Great placement on that pass. Unfortunately dropped. So Cougars up 40-27, up 13 points, 2 possessions, 6 minutes, 54 seconds left. I don't know if Colfax can come back from this with the way their offense has been playing in this second half.
I don't know what they would have to do to do that.
You know, it's going to take a lot of long passes and just completions, and that's what they've been working with. But their second half offense has not been nearly as good as their first half.
No. Once again, I have to say that was one outstanding run by Michael Wortham.
So here we see Colfax getting ready for the kick return. Of course, Brandon, the kicker, probably going to be another squib kick. We've seen it all game long. And no, it's actually going to go in the air this time, allowing Colfax for the return. Number 7 taking it, and a little bit of confusion there. Couldn't get past his own players and is wrapped up around the 36-yard line. That's a big problem with, I feel like, high school kickoffs. Like, no one we've faced so far, or seen this far, has been able to get that kick down the field. You know, it always comes up at that 20 or that 30, and that gives the other team great field position to start off. So it's going to be a run here by Colfax right up the middle for a nice little, 6-yard gain. Not a bad play, but that does run the clock by Colfax, so it is a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
So let's see. Just about 6 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. I think Colfax goes for the pass here, but, you know, with a successful run like that, they might just hand it off again. It's going to be a play action, fake handoff. Quarterback rolls outside and a beautiful pass and catch. And
he's still going. Oh, he is still going.
Center there just didn't wrap up well. Is yours still working?
Yeah.
So center here really has to start wrapping up. You know, they can't allow big plays like that to happen. All right, so 6 minutes left on the clock for Colfax. With great field position on the opposing 30.
They run it.
Handoff right up the middle. Oh, my. Handoff right up the middle. And this is Colfax game plan, you know, especially this late in the game. They're gonna flip and flop on center here.
Trying to get confusion.
Yeah, they don't want center to have any idea of what they're doing. There's an injury on the field, which is terrible. Never want to see injuries. So again, the pink out game tonight, a lot of spirit was shown, especially for how late these games go, you know. Saturday night, so Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday tomorrow. But people still have to be up early, and just coming out and showing support for your high school teams means a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a kid on the team or anyone you know playing, you can still come out and watch, you know? It's just as good as any other kind of football. It maybe not more, or maybe if not even more, because they still have to fight for what they want. You know, in the NFL, maybe sometimes they go a little softer, but here it's hard, gritty. They have to fight for what they want.
Another run play. Oh, it was play action.
Long pass play, all the way to the
Fooled me.
yeah, long pass play there, all the way to the end zone. Just a bit incomplete, thrown him just a touch high. Had his receiver wide open. He just has to hit those throws.
They fooled me on that one.
Yeah, definitely Colfax has gotten the defense a lot of times with these trick plays and little handoff and play actions. But the problem is they just haven't been able to complete their passes well. I think the quarterback's just having an off day today because his numbers are very good, you know. Has a quarterback rating of 128.7 average, and that's, you know, that's extremely well. But I think today he's just been off a bit.
There's a catch.
As there he completes a pass to there he completes a pass across the field, right across the 15, sorry about that.
To number 6.
No, what's the word? Oh my Lord. So just under 5 minutes, or sorry, yeah, just above 5 minutes, 5:05 left on the clock here. Colfax needs to score right now. They need to get that ball in and stop giving time, and that they do, it looks like. Yeah, number 5 punches it in.
That is a touchdown.
10-yard run, and, you know, just a very well thought out play, just a very nice option, handoff, give him the ball, and now Colfax puts it back within but we're back within one possession. Switching mics. No. I just want to do something. So the PAT here for Colfax. Of course, kicking it as always. Oh, that one's really high, and yeah, it looks good. Right through the uprights. So with 4:55 left on the clock, I do expect Colfax to probably go with an onside kick here. They need that ball back. They need to be able to score because they really have to tie this game up before center can just run out that clock with their great offense.
Absolutely agree with you, Cameron. This year, the Center Cougars have brought up a couple of sophomore players now. What do you think about that, Cameron?
Well, you know, the main sophomore, number 80, Brandon, he's big, he's strong, and, you know, he catches a lot of passes, so I don't think it was a bad idea.
My thought exactly.
Hey, Cameron.
Max back here with us. You know, so halfway or 3/4 of the way through the fourth quarter, 4 minutes left. Expecting the onside kick here from Colfax. Really expecting them to go and try and get this ball back. You know, if they don't get it back, however, yeah, there it is. The onside kick. Kicked a bit too hard. Brandon, who we were just talking about, number 80, gets the ball and lays down. And I think center at this point, they just need to lay right down, or they just need to run it right away and just run that clock down.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an awesome Cougars to get the ball back right there, and now they're just going to be able to run out the clock.
Yep, I think they just use their offense and just run out the clock. Yeah, so there it is, the run for center there, right up the middle. Just a little 2 or 3 yard game, but that's all they need. Huh?
Yeah, the Cougars, they can play conservative here. They don't need to play aggressive. You just need to get a couple first downs here, and I think this game's...
Definitely, just let that clock run down, get a first down, let that clock run down, get another one, and that's the game, you know. You can probably even go back to Colfax with a minute left, and I don't think they can score here. With the way their offense has been, it just hasn't been too good. You know, especially in the second half, only 1 touchdown through 2 quarters. Just hasn't been great. There, the handoff there again. He's going to get another 5-yard gain that time. Robbie Donnell with the great run. And, you know, now they're 3rd and 1, and that's all it's going to take is another first down. Clock getting down to just under 4 minutes. You know, 3:58 left here. Really gonna, you know, and this is Center's gameplay. They score big early, and then they run that clock down. And if they're behind, they score easily. You know, their offense is really good.
Cameron, if they don't convert it here on 3rd down, do you think they look to punt it?
I actually don't. I think with the position they're at now, I think they go for it. Especially because they want to just keep running this clock down. But they easily convert it. Robin Donnell just bullying his way through.
Center Cougars have already been able to run off about 2 minutes of the clock.
Yeah, they're just running off about 30 seconds every single play. And, you know, that's killing Colfax. Eventually, Colfax is going to have to start using their timeouts. But, you know, it's a matter of when. How long do they want to preserve those?
Just if I'm center, I just keep running the ball.
Absolutely. I don't see any need for passing here. If you get in trouble, you punt it, you know, give it to them on the 10-yard line, 20-yard line, and you're good. If you're Colfax here, you got to load up your box and stop these runs. You can't allow them to get these first downs. There it is, another run, and see, Colfax allows 4 yards every run, and that's killing them, you know. That puts them in easy position for that first down.
Yeah, just way too easy for the Center Cougars, just maintaining their composure and just managing the time as best they can.
Wow, already down to 2:40 talking about that time. Like we said, Center Cougars wasting a lot of time, 30 seconds every play, 40 seconds every play, just running that clock down. You know, they're not going to call this one until probably like 2:25, and that's killing Colfax. But a 2nd and 6 here, and we'll see what Center's game plan is. I'm sure they're going to run it again. It looks like it was a delay of game penalty. Wow, Coach Chambo does not look happy about that one.
Yeah, no, it looks like the sideline ref signed off that they had time, but it looks like they didn't, and it's going to be a delay of game.
Yeah, the officials have to be more on time on clock, like on target with that, because that can really kill a team, especially right now.
Yeah, 4th quarter, you know, difference is just 6 million, just 1 score. And you don't want, you know, a ref deciding a game for you. Really just an unnecessary penalty for the Cougars.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a fake pitch. Wow, pitch inside to number 80. Oh, he takes a huge hit and stays on his feet. Wow, this boy is a tank. It looks like that ball actually fumbled out. Oh, no. Wow, that's a huge turnover for Center.
Oh, wow. That is just devastating.
The strip there. 2 minutes left on the clock. That's a big turnover there. Center has to buckle down and play great defense here. No long passes. Keep it short. Make them waste that time.
Yeah, no deep plays. You want to go no deep passes. Try to just conserve.
And here it is. They're going to line up trips, and they're going to go for that deep pass. No, they're going to cross inside for the little short pass. The clock's running, though. That clock is running. They have to go quick offense here. There's no other way.
Yeah, if they want to have any chance of staying alive in this game, they have to keep up that tempo. And
there it is, getting another quick pass right to the outside, and he's going to get out of bounds on that. 1:39 left. They have about 60, 70 yards to go. Do you think they can do it here, Max?
It's going to be really interesting. In the second half, their offense, you know, they came out the gate really hot, but they've slowed down a bit now. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if we get a big play out of the quarterback, maybe a deep throw. You just never know.
And Center's defense really has been playing very well in the second half. First half, they gave up a lot of points, but second half, they really come back and played well.
.139 left here in this final quarter of this contest.
So it's going to be another pass here. Pressure on the quarterback. He's going to throw an interception to Lorenzo McGill. He's going to take it all the way back to 10-5 touchdown. He will go all the way and take it back. And Lorenzo McGill has just called game. That's a great way to read that route, jump it, and call game.
What a statement there by Lorenzo McGill. A decision maker.
And I think that's my play of the game right there. There's been a lot of interesting plays, but with the spot center was in, after coming off the turnover, they needed a big play, and they needed to secure this win, and that's my play of the game right there.
Yeah, amazing awareness by Lorenzo, just able to read the quarterback and is able to get the pick six and kind of seal this game.
Definitely. So minute 28 here. Center obviously going to go for the 2-point conversion and then just buckle down and play that defense. You know, all they have to do is waste that time, and they are good. And Lorenzo McGill will complete the 2-point conversion as well.
What a game. Just having one heck of a game. And Robbie Darnell added to that effort. This entire Center Cougars have just been coming out and just performed high above expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Minute 28, he left here. Center's going to kick off and then just run down that clock.
What do you think is going through Lorenzo's head right now? You just make the, probably the biggest game, biggest play of the game. What's going through his head?
I think he's stone cold. You know, that's kind of how he's always is. He's not too arrogant, but I think he knows that he just made the biggest play of the game. And I think he just has that faith that he knows he helps his team, and that's what really matters. You know, not one of those players who's all about that personal achievements. He's here to win.
And now, if I'm Coach Jabali, I'm really impressed with the way this team came out and played. I know there's been some issues. He's been
even with his starters coming off the bench, actually, not starting the game. And I figured that would have a big influence on the game, but it really didn't. Colfax is actually going to return the squib kick here, and he's going to be stopped at about the 34 with a minute 22 left on the clock. So out of Colfax, all I expect here is a lot of long passes going to try and at least get a score and then onside and try and tie it up. Very improbable that they come back, but, there's always a possibility.
Yeah, and if I'm center defense, the last thing I want to do is give up a big play right now, like a deep pass down the field. So just play it smart. Don't play too aggressive. Hey, everything's on your side. Everything's going your way right now. Why make a mistake now? So, with the center most likely to get the win at the end of this game, what does this do for the playoff chances?
It puts them at 5-4. Puts Colfax at 6-3. But in league play, this actually puts center above Colfax with 2-2 and Colfax at 1-3. And that's where, that's where Colfax is a little weaker because they're 5-0 in non-league games. But to be 1-3 in regular league games, that's very, it's like surprising because you would figure that they would play harder and, bring their best to those league games because those are what really matter.
Yeah, and Center Cougars, and this takes pressure off of next week's game against Bear River. It's going to allow them some leeway. I mean, of course, you never just want to go out there and not play your hardest, but this does take some pressure, and it allows them to relax and take a breath.
Oh, and it's a run up the middle, and he accidentally tripped. That's a shame. He had a lot of time there, and he tripped. Colfax eating up the time here. A minute 13 left, and it looks like they're probably going to spike it, would be my guess. No, they're actually going to run a pass play. Probably an out route here. No, and he actually has pressure in the pocket, but he's going to take it himself, the quarterback there for the first down. 58.9 seconds left in the game. That's great awareness by number 6 there, the quarterback. Saw they didn't have any passing lanes, almost got sacked, and gets out of it and gets that first down.
Yeah, my only complaint about that is just it ate up a lot of the clock, and that's not something you want to do, especially with how little time you have.
Yeah, and you having to get 2 scores instead of 1 now. But it is going to look like another long pass. He's going to have pressure in. That's Tremaine Griffin. Oh, with Tremaine Griffin coming off the bench with the sack. Wow. This player, I feel this is the most slept-on player we have at this school. Didn't get his starting chance until today, and he has really excelled with it.
Yeah, he was given that chance by Jabali to go out there and show what he has, and what a show he's putting on today. Oh, get out of bounds.
And so that'll just about do it. 23 seconds left, down by 2. There's no way Colfax comes back from this. Center, how great did they play today? Their offense especially, and their defense, 2 pick 6, their special team had a run back, and their offense came out and excelled. There was no weak point for this offense, or for this center team today.
Yeah, we knew what they can do on the offensive side. But I'm going to give this game to the defense. The defense really showed up, and they definitely, I think, sealed this game and made some big plays to really give.
Especially Lorenzo McGill's biggest play at the end of the game. That sealed the W for center, and I think that was a huge game changer. Tremaine, and another interception. And he's looking to take this one all the back too, but he's going to be stopped at about the 20-yard line. And there it is, center's defense again with just 10 seconds left. That's going to end the game. Great game. Final score will be 48-34. Been great talking to you, Max.
Yeah, this has been an amazing experience. Of course, after the game, we're going to have a special sideline report from Juliet Hansen, just kind of get a recap of the game, possibly even an interview with one of the Center Cougar players. What an amazing game to watch. And the Cougars, they had a chip on their shoulder. They're coming out. They're looking to keep the playoff hopes alive, and what a performance.
Yeah, and here it is, the kneel to end the game. Great game by Center today. So, Max, your player of the game before we have to turn it over real quick?
I would love to give it to Robbie Donnell, but
Wow, the Cougars put up an amazing game today. The final score being 48-34. This pink out game was an amazing crowd turnout. The Cougars did their absolute best, putting everything they had onto the field. And trust me, this was such a game that was so memorable. Reporting for CTV, I'm Juliet Hansel.
That was Juliet Hansen with the special sideline report.
So, final score today, 48-34. Center beats Colfax in an unexpected win. Been a great game. My player of the game was Lorenzo McGill. Came up with big plays when he needed to. Been great working with you today, Max.
Yeah, always an honor to come out here and work with you, Cameron. This has been a lovely game. Final score, 48-34. Cougars come out with a W. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you guys next week.